Well, hey guys, welcome back to the channel where it's all about racing. To all of you out there that view my videos and give me a thumbs up, I thank you. I certainly appreciate it. It makes it worth all the work that we do to bring these to you. Not to mention the expense that I would normally spend anyway. Anyhow, that being said, this episode looks at an Oreca 07 Gibson LMP2, that of Realteam Racing. And unfortunately, this is the last of the LMP2s that I have. I look to collect some more because I really like these. You know, here in the IMSA series, they race them in the United States still. I know the Louc has phased them out, but I know they race them in Europe still in their own series. And of course, in IMSA, they're still an integral part of that. This, however, is one from Spark's 24 Hours of Le Mans collection. Now, those of you that collect these know that they come in these slipcase boxes. The bases are wooden, have an acrylic jewel cover. And usually the box will, when it's a Le Mans collection, it'll tell you in the right-hand corner what year it is. In this case, this was 2021. You flip it around the side. It tells you this was in the P2 class, number 70. The back of it has the 24 Hours of Le Mans Spark models. And on that side, it tells you this is an Oreca 07 Gibson from Realteam Racing, placed third in the LMP2 Per-Am class at the 24 Hours of Le Mans 2021. And on the bottom of it, you flip it around, it has all your licensing, Minimax. I'll let you know that this is an official Spark model. It is properly licensed through the ACO and the FIA. Now, the Oreca 07 LMP2 is a Le Mans prototype built by French manufacturer Oreca, and they are a good one, and designer David Flory to meet the 2017 FIA and ACO LMP2 regulations. The chassis, carbon fiber monocoque. The engine is currently a Gibson GK428 4.2-liter naturally aspirated V8 with a power output of approximately 630 horsepower BOP dependent. The reason I say that, and those of you that know and follow the LMP2 cars over the years, knows that these cars, I think they cost around $800,000, a little less than $1 million. They are so powerful by today's standards that if they were fully unleashed to allow it to do everything they can do, they would probably beat today's multi-million-dollar hypercars. I mean, these cars are that good. It seems like every year they dummy them down. They add weight. They put bigger restrictors on their engine size. They reduce their fuel tank capacity. They do everything literally to undermine them, which really kind of pisses me off because they're good-looking cars, not exceptional, but God, they sound so good and they are so powerful. Anyhow, this particular car and this model debuted with the 2017 24 Hours of Daytona. And as you know, they have featured in virtually every series of sports and prototypes around the world and have been preferred chassis for LMP2 teams globally. I think in the past 24 Hours of Le Mans, every single LMP2 has been an Oreca. Now, this particular model is a Spark 143 scale model, that of Switzerland's Realteam Racing. This particular car, as mentioned on the base, finished third in the Pro-Am class, the 2021 24 Hours of Le Mans. Now, one thing that I always like about Spark models is you have the names of the drivers on the flip side. And sometimes finding information on it can be a little difficult. The first one, Esteban Garcia, Swiss driver, FIA Bronze, and the owner of the Realteam Racing team. The second was Louc Duval, a Frenchman, FIA Platinum driver. And third was Norman Nato. You might remember him. He's currently, I believe, in one of the Hertz Porsche 963s, French driver, FIA Gold. Now, one thing I do like about Spark, and I got to be honest with you guys, I'd say honestly, probably 90% of all cars I own are Spark. One viewer commented that I should be on Spark's payroll. God, I wish I were. Their models can be very, very pricey. I tend to buy models that I get good deals on. I think I paid $25 for this one, believe it or not, with free shipping. It might have been $2 or $3. It wasn't much. It was a hell of a deal. What's really nice about them is their attention to detail. Virtually everything on the exterior of the car, from things like the aerials and the pitot tubes, are very, very petite, very fragile, but they look as they should. The latches on the door hinges are actually photo-etched parts. They're not painted there. That is a separate part. And I got to tell you guys, I have received several Spark models in Formula One that have been damaged on arrival. And I'm not talking about one, I'm talking about 3 or 4. And some of the parts that I have tried to fix are so fragile, it almost drove me insane. I don't know how the hell they get them on to start with, but they do, somehow. Whoops, got to watch my language. YouTube kind of frowns on that these days. If you take a look at the interior, you can clearly see the cabin detail, the seat, the steering wheel. Carbon fiber trim on it is gorgeous. Now with the Orecas, the exhausts always come out the sides, one on each side, both right and left, and you can see it right there. Now here's a cool look at it from the front. Notice the absolutely massively huge front splitter. Even more impressive are these dive planes that are absolutely huge. I've never seen them so big on anything, except these LMP2s. Your tow hook is right here in the middle of this arrow that you see there. And you can clearly see the pitot tube and one of the aerials there. Big holes in the fenders. Show the tires under there. And these tires look like they have got... They look like they might be rain tires. I really didn't notice this until looking at it up this close. I clearly see grooves and everything on there, so that is not a slick. Interesting. You don't see that much on cars. You do in Formula One sometimes. And here's a look at it from the back. And again, I'm looking through those fender, openings. And yes, those are definitely, they are rain tires on there. And there you see the beautiful carbon fiber trim on that rear wing. The back of the LMP2s are not very impressive. The lighting on it is absolutely terrible. If you've ever seen them race, you can barely even see a light when it lights up when they hit the brakes. But nevertheless, I think they did a really good job. Notice that these cars are not limited edition cars because they are part of the Spark Le Mans collection. And I have never, ever, ever, ever seen a Spark car from the Le Mans collection that has been limited edition. I think they do that because they have no problem selling them. Anyhow, that wraps it up. There's a close look at this car. And I'll give you an aerial view before we close here. I realize this is a Swiss team, but I swear this livery looks like it was made for the United States. I mean, you've got blue, red, and white. You've got stars everywhere. I know this is a Swiss team. I looked it up. But I think it looks really, really cool. I love that Realteam Racing logo that they have there. I think it looks kind of neat. Hydrogen, local energy. Very, very cool. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.